It's all clean and above board. It's a family show. It's Doug and the Slugs,
Doug and the Slugs, you guys are on the internet now, dougsandslugs.ca. How's the website doing?
Well, it's, I would say, work in progress. We've got a lot of information up there waiting to, tie in a little bit more so we can get photos from gigs, those kind of things that are more current. But we had fun just digging through the archives and getting all the photography, all the old posters, all that kind of information, and really telling our story historically. And as we continue with this revival, there'll be more current information about gigs and people, from shows. And then we also are in the process of getting our material, our recorded material, digitized, so we'll have that available and other things. So more to come.
Now you guys going to be remastering some old CDs, are you saying?
Yeah. And vinyl. Because really only the last two albums of ours were ever released on CD. That would be Tomcat Prowl and Terminal City. And the previous four albums were all done, 4 or 5, I guess, were all done on vinyl. So, and a couple of those, I think really Cognac and Bologna, our first album, has been released on CD, but I've had to just sort of dig in and look around for artwork and get the old tapes digitized, and it's a long process. And because I have other musical ventures on the go, it's not something I'm able to devote myself to completely, so it takes time.
Now, Simon, you've been playing keyboards in this group for a long time.
That's right. I started, the 5 guys who are out right now were the guys who came together in December of 1978. And 4 of us had gone to high school together and played in different bands before we met Doug. And then we came together in 1978 as Doug and the Slugs. And we're the guys who made all the records. And we were together for, sort of 12, 13, 14 years, thereabouts. And people, in the early 90s, people started subbing out a little bit more and getting into other things. And so really, I think the original guys were probably, the last gig we did was probably 92 or 93, somewhere in there. And then we got together the year before Doug died. We got together in 2003 for our 25th anniversary with the original lineup and Doug, and sold out 2 shows at the Commodore in Vancouver, which was one of our favorite rooms in Canada and a place that we played a lot over the years. Mm-hmm. And it was really great to get together, and I'm so glad we did it because Doug didn't really survive that year. He wasn't around the next year, so it was great that we had the opportunity to get together with the original guys and do that gig.
Is that gig filmed at all?
No, there was more video of Doug's memorial, which was, the year that he died, which was 2004. We had a number of tributes to him with different people singing his songs, and with the band that was touring with him when he died, and the original guys. And we do have video clips, and we're working on getting more stuff of the current band with Ted Okos singing, doing a fine job of filling Doug's shoes. And the revival really came together just over a year ago. We had the idea and started looking for somebody who could sing the material, and we all thought it would be fun to get out and play, and so far it has been.
So to find the singer to sing the material, was it hard, would you say?
I would say it was, we tried three different guys, and all of them had different strengths, but Ted was definitely the guy who did the best job of recreating Doug vocally. And what was interesting to me was that I hadn't really, until looking for him, I'd never heard anybody else sing the material. I didn't realize how strongly attached I was to Doug's interpretation. They were always Doug's songs, I'd never heard anyone else sing them really, other than maybe around a campfire or so. There aren't cover versions of our songs. There are a few, I think, but I've not heard them. And we were really, and Doug is a kind of a unique vocalist. He was not really a rock singer. He was a singer-songwriter guy who had he had a slightly quirky style, and it's pretty hard. Like a couple of guys who we were trying out, they would go start singing his material like a sort of 80s classic rock band vocal style, and no, that's all wrong. It just didn't work. But Ted does a great job.
Now, what's his background?
He was in a band that I think it was a novelty band, probably safe to say, in the late 80s called Nick Danger, and I really don't know much about him except that he does a lot of cover material, and I think that was kind of the novelty thing. Mm-hmm. Exactly what he did, I don't know, but he had a certain amount of notoriety on the West Coast with this Nick Danger band, and then since then he's been doing mostly duo work, and I think he's used to covering material, so that helps in the sense that he's used to reproducing different vocal styles, and he's quite uncanny at it. He does a great Tom Jones. He does a great, John Kay from Steppenwolf, okay. And he's got a real ear for interpretation in that way.
Another thing, Simon, when's the last time you came to Nova Scotia?
The last time I was here personally was with Colin James Band a couple of years ago. We played Sydney and we played Halifax. And the last time I was here, I was trying to remember that while I was walking around here, because we were in Sydney tonight, and we played here a lot in our heyday at Smooth Herman's, which I gather is closed now, a bar here. And we would typically do Smooth Herman's, we'd do the Misty Moon in Halifax, and then we'd bounce around. We might go to Antigonish or to St. FX, or different universities. Different. One summer we did a whole circuit around doing hockey rinks in sort of Shelburne and Digby and different places. So we played a lot, and we always loved coming to the Maritimes, and it's certainly something I missed. I think probably the last time I was here with the Slugs would have been early '90s, but I honestly I cannot remember the exact date.
Now, Simon, how many gigs you guys play a year these days?
Well, last year we really got started in the summer, and we did maybe half a dozen gigs. It was very few. We're trying to build it up, and just we played in. My joke in we played a gig in Sydney, BC, on Vancouver Island in June, and I said, well, guess what? We're doing a national tour. We're playing Sydney, BC, and Sydney, Nova Scotia, and we're just skipping everything in between. But, we're bookending on this summer. Then we're doing a little prairie swing in September: Calgary, Canmore, Edmonton, Lethbridge. And last year we played in Thunder Bay, so Northern Ontario. They're kind of here and there. Regina in December, so things are starting to fill in a little bit, but we have been out of circulation for long enough that it just takes a little bit of time to reestablish. Plus the fact that it is, people, until they see the band, people can't imagine it without Doug, and I fully understand that, because Doug was a huge part of, he was the writer, he was the singer, he was the front man. But I think every gig we've done, people have been really happy to come out and hear the music played by the guys who played it originally, with a guy who does an incredible job of interpreting Doug's material.
Tomorrow you're in Sydney playing at Rock the Dock with Prism.
That's right, Rock the Dock. I'm looking at it now from my hotel.
Awesome.
So that'll be fun.
And then August 7th, Newfoundland.
Saturday we go to Newfoundland and play Lewisport, a festival over there. much too long since I've been in Newfoundland. I'm really looking forward to going over there because even times when we were coming, 2-3 times a year to Nova Scotia, we didn't always manage to get over to Newfoundland. So, we'll just have to see what else. I mean, I'm stoked about the idea because the band is a good band. The songs are great songs, and it's really fun to be playing them in front of people again.
Well, Simon Kendall, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Wish you success in these gigs and the summer tour.
Yeah, well, anytime. Maybe we can chat after when we've done these shows, and it's a pleasure talking to you. And we'll even get down to Yarmouth.
That's good.
Or Digby. Yeah.
Right.
We have fond memories of all these places.